overwhelmed with emotions. I can't put my hand on just one. I couldn't help but to break down for that father and that mother, because I felt how I felt when I learned that my son had a fracture.
That was the father of one of the babies. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So if you tuned in yesterday, you probably saw the shocking video I uploaded about the NICU nurse in Virginia whose alleged mission was to harm black babies and babies of color. I was in a state of absolute disbelief when I came across this story. Now when I shared it yesterday, it was freshly breaking news, so I didn't have as much feedback from black community as I would have liked. But today I'm here with an update for anyone who might have missed it, and trust me, this story will leave you speechless. So this whole story unfolds at Enrico Doctors Hospital in Virginia, where NICU admissions were temporarily paused after 3 babies. Yes, you heard that right, black babies, not just babies, black babies and babies of color were found with unexplained fractures. And when investigators dug deeper, guess who was at the center of it all? Yep, you guessed it right. Let's dive into the details because I collected a few videos from the black community, and I must say, oh my goodness. Watch these clips and I'll be right back, and we're going to talk more about this. I'll give my own 2 cents.
Our babies aren't safe in the hospital. We are not taken seriously. Not only are we not taken seriously, we are directly being attacked. We are directly being attacked. And people like to say, oh, it's in the past. It's not in the past. The people who had these ideologies and hated black people so much, what do you think they taught their children? People are like, oh, there's laws that's in place now to prevent these things from happening. They ended slavery and they kept them enslaved. Oh, but there was a law. There was a law. They literally ended slavery. And some people said, nah, we're going to keep them. If she's not charged with hate crime, that is going to further show you. I mean, there really doesn't need to be anything to show y'all, because the people that don't want to see it, they don't want to see it. They don't want to see it for what reason.
Honestly, she looked like the type. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. She looked like the type to do something like this. And honestly, I could tell by this picture alone that she was in that jailhouse crying, saying that she didn't mean to do it. It was an accident, or she don't know what came over her. I could just tell this is the face of a lady who is going to go to that courthouse and tell them that she was temporarily insane. Temporarily insane. Now, I don't know what kind of temporary insanity would allow you to only do this to black newborns and black babies, but they gonna hear her out at that courthouse. They gonna hear her out, I promise you, because look at her. They gonna say she didn't mean it. And honestly, they need to give her life. Because what kind of sick human would do that to a newborn in the NICU? A newborn at all? Like, what would make you do something like that? And to me, that just lets me know that she did that to a helpless baby because she want to do worse to people who could do something back to her. And I hope all them families are lawyered up, because this has been going on for years and they've been investigating it for years and couldn't figure it out. I hope they all lawyered up.
Now, we all know that what I like to refer to as medical kidnapping happens way more often when you're a little bit melanated. And so any of these people whose babies were in that NICU, even though they were not at home with them, had my child been in the neonatal intensive care unit and I came in there, went to see my baby, breastfeed my baby, what have you, and I ended up leaving, and my baby all of a sudden got a fracture, a broken leg, or anything like that, y'all had them people up there. Y'all had the law waiting for me. I'd have never got to take my baby home. But oh no, not with no Strowman there. Not with no Strowman there. So they ended up arresting this 26-year-old NICU nurse for all of these malicious woundings. But when it comes time for her to take her ass to court the other day, judge said ain't no cameras allowed. Why not? Why y'all just referring to not 3 babies, that's 7 babies? Why are we not saying that these babies are all melanated? Why are we not talking about Aaron, Elizabeth, and Stroman? Why am I not seeing it anywhere? Henrico County, it's not enough for y'all to keep saying, oh, we're going to let you know. We're going to keep you updated. Don't worry, we didn't give her no bond. Damn the bond, hand me her. Where them parents at? Go ahead and stick her in that little room where they tell you all about what's going to happen next with your treatment with one of them parents. Long crime, y'all want to do something with y'all cameras? Take y'all ass down in Henrico County when it's time for Aaron, Elizabeth Ann Stroman to take her ass inside that courtroom. Because no bond, I would say it ain't good enough. But somebody in there going to figure out what you was doing to them babies. Have fun with that.
Just in case you thought systemic racism wasn't a thing, let's take a look at this story of an Asian nurse who's been breaking the bones of NICU infants. Yes, you heard that right, NICU infants. While they're in the NICU, trying to hold on for dear life, grow, put on some weight, bond with their caregivers, and make it successfully out of there so that they can go on to live their lives. She's trying to end their lives before they even started. And to think that she was granted paid administrative leave just goes to show you how systemic this racism is. If this is not a sign for us to rally up, get our money up, either leave or be our own bosses, and ensure that we're not entrusting the care of our precious little children to people who could potentially want to harm them, I don't know what is. I am livid. I'm sad. I'm heartbroken for the families of those babies. And I hope they get the justice they deserve by her being, yeah. That's all I have to say about that.
Did you guys see the news about the NICU babies? That white nurse was breaking arms of NICU babies. So not only do black women suffer at the hands of medical teams because we don't get taken seriously, no one listens to us. So now our babies, within hours, breaths, minutes of coming out of our bodies, that you guys are now trying to force women to have children, get hurt, get bones broken, and it took several of it for you guys to even realize she was doing it on purpose. I wonder why. The first time it would have... How can I use this anger to get change? What can we do? What do I need to email? Who do I need to call? Because we said we were only writing for our own. It's time.
And she's this color. And then the messed up thing about it is that she did this before in the summer of 2023 when they sent her on leave and then let her come back. So instead of them doing something about it then, they let her come back. Fast forward to 2024 of November. Same thing happened again. 4 to 6 babies. Bones just break out of nowhere. In the NICU, black babies, white nurse. It's given hate crime. It's given the R word, but hey, there's no way they let her come back after the first 4 accidents of the baby's bones being broke. And she cared for each one of them. They looked it up and still let her come back to work. Do you know how much hate in your heart you have to want to purposely hurt a baby, a newborn baby? Fracturing and breaking bones is wild.
What? I hope those families sue the hospital and everybody involved for every penny that they have, and that the hospital is named after all these babies that she hurt. And I hope she never sees the light of day again.
All right, everyone. So before we close out, let's really unpack what is happening here, because this story has layers of heartbreak, outrage, and systemic failure that we can't ignore. So if you've been following this channel, you know what I mean. Yeah, so let's go deeper into this devastating case at Henrico's Doctors Hospital in Richmond, Virginia. So according to reports from credible outlets like the New York Times and Revolt TV, the hospital temporarily paused NICU admissions after 3 premature babies were found with unexplained fractures. These weren't just any babies; these were black babies. And, some sources are saying that including babies of colors. I'm not sure about that. This woman decided to go for the most vulnerable among us, already fighting for their lives in intensive care unit. Now, let's pause and ask this question. How does something like this happen? How does a nurse, a person entrusted with the care of fragile newborns, even have the opportunity to harm multiple infants over an extended period without being caught immediately? So according to additional reports, this same hospital had prior incidents involving similar injuries to NICU babies back in 2023. Let that sink in. So this wasn't the first time. They already had reasons to suspect something was terribly wrong, yet it took this long for them to zero in on the culprit. And what did they do when they had suspicions? They put the nurse in question on administrative leave, a slap on the wrist, and then let her come back again. Yes, you heard that right. They allowed her to retain despite the unresolved incidents. This negligence is absolutely mind-blowing, and it raises serious questions about accountability within the hospital system. Who made the decision? Who thought it was okay to risk the lives of other babies by reinstating someone under suspicion? I mean, oh my goodness. And let's be real. Do we even need to? I mean, when I saw this, I didn't even need to guess like the type of a person who did this. The pattern is undeniable, and the racial dynamics in this case are glaring. When these babies were harmed, who were they? When these babies were harmed, who were they? Black babies and babies of color. And the nurse, well, let's just say no one needed to guess this, like I said. No one needed to guess the color of the person who did this. These are fragile, premature infants in NICU, a space meant to protect and nurture them at their most vulnerable. Yet they were subjected to unimaginable cruelty. What kind of hatred does a person carry in their heart to target babies, black babies, innocent, defenseless babies, based solely on the color of their skin? This is where my heart breaks and my anger boils over. Okay, so according to my research, all the reported injuries, fractures, bruises, and more were inflicted on black babies. Babies who look like me. That's not a coincidence, right? This was a deliberate act, deliberate move, planned, calculated of racial hatred. And let me just say this loud and clear. If racial hate crimes are not part of the charges against this woman, then the justice system is failing these families and failing all of us. Families have come forward sharing their heartbreak. One mother revealed that her baby had 12 fractures, according to my research. Imagine that, 12 fractures in a tiny, fragile body. The pain, the helplessness these babies must have felt, trusting the hospital to protect their babies only to discover that someone inside was causing them harm. I'm getting emotional. This is why I believe hate crimes charges are not just warranted but necessary. This case isn't just about child abuse. It's about targeted violence rooted in racial hatred. And if we don't call it what it is, we're allowing this kind of behavior to continue unchecked. What's even more disturbing is how this reflects the broader reality for Black Americans in the US. If their babies, their most innocent, most vulnerable, aren't safe in a hospital, where can they be safe? It's infuriating, heartbreaking, all at once. So here we are again asking for accountability, demanding justice, and calling out a system that seems all too willing to look the other way when Black lives, Black babies are at stake. This isn't just about one nurse or one hospital. It's about the pattern of this regard of Black life, a Black life that we see time and time again. To the families affected, I see you, I agree with you, I stand with you. And to my viewers, I ask, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on this, guys? Do you think hate crimes should be part of the prosecution? How do we even begin to hold systems like this accountable? Because I understand this has been going on for quite some time. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Educate me on this, guys, in the comment sections down below. You know, I'm getting to know, learning Black American history. I'm understanding a few of this and that. So I may need, I need corrections. I need to be corrected. I stand to be corrected on this. Your voices matter. Together we can shine a light on these injustices, demand the change that's so desperately needed. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Please stay safe, stay informed, stay engaged. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and I'll definitely see you in my next video. Stay peaceful.